man. Detroit versus everybody, man. Detroit, we rep the hardest, man. We gain the hardest. You know what it is, man. Detroit, CJ, holla at your boy when we get home.
Got our official sponsor, Greenwood Stock Trading. If you want to learn how to make some passive income, some extra money, so you can invest in your future and your kids' future, give them a call for a free 10-minute consultation, 281-760-3170. Go get to the bag.
All right, man. So David Benavidez, father and trainer Jose Benavidez Sr. was on the Boxing Voice, and he said that they have a 3-fight deal in place that included Caleb Plant, David Morrell, and Demetrius Andrade, with the option to fight Charlo. And I'll get to it. Thumbs up the video, share the video, subscribe to the channel, and subscribe button. It is the bell icon button. Hit all notifications, increase your chance, get notifications. We go live or drop video. Now, he said that with Charlo, well, I ain't gonna start with Charlo. So that's what he said. I heard that they reached out and they heard nothing back from those guys. So, the dad said they got a contract to fight him. So I'm gonna go off what the daddy said. I mean, cool. A lot of good fights. Some people say, well, Morrell need more experience. I agree. I think David Morrell should have to step it up. And competition, just competition. I ain't even talking about building his name. You know, it's hard to build the Cuban. What's the most popular Cuban fighter, you know, professional boxer of all time? Think about that. That's why a lot of promoters, you know, be robbing them and they get a janky deal. But I just think he needs to step up in competition. That's all you asking. And he ain't one of them Cubans that say they 26 and really 36. So I think he really, you know, is his age. So I just think he need more seasoning. You know, he need to fight names. Maybe feed him Caleb Plant down the road. You know, Ryder would have been an interesting fight for him. Just keep stepping up in caliber and get it ready. You probably need about 5 more fights, but shit, today's boxing, that's like 5 years, shit. You know, so you know, Ronnie said that he wasn't ready. He didn't feel like he quite ready yet, and I don't know what's changed since Ronnie Shields, his trainer, said that. You know, so. But, you know, big kid, probably one of the few super middleweights who can match David Benavidez's physicality. You know, good technician, you know, good, you know, some talented Cubans coming up. Your Velvis Gomez, him, you know what I'm saying? So it's going to be interesting, but I'll take it. You know, he said he wanted it. The trainer kind of pulled the reins back on it, but, you know, we'll see. We'll see what happens. But, you know, him and Andrade is probably the most appealing fight out of the 3-fight deal. Andrade with a lot of potential. You might get a chance to see, you know, the fall of Andrade. You might get a chance to see redemption and the rise of Andrade. You know, I would still favor David Benavidez. He's been active, but Andrade's a big guy, talented fighter. And at some point, you wanted to see him get to his boiling point or his percolating point as a fighter, and it never came. It just seemed like from the outside looking in, they was too concerned about the money and never wanted to put they work in. You have to understand, you know, Oscar De La Hoya, Sugar Ray Leonard had gold medals, and they still had to put a tremendous amount of work in to become superstars in the professional realm of boxing and to get validation. So Andrade, you know, you didn't medal, and you just think you can come off because you was a big name coming out the amateurs, you was an Olympian, and you think you could just come into the professional game and, you know, not have to work for nothing. And you know, you look by with about 10 plus years that went by his career, and it seemed like he wasted it. Chasing money and not just chasing what fighters should be chasing, which is the validation as a professional athlete and world titles. You know, that's what you see a lot of these guys like Colbert worried about getting paid a lot of money early on. All they worried about the money. You get the money early on, you know, where's the love for the game? You becoming a mercenary. You worry about the money. And then once you get a little bit of money, in the grand scheme of things, if you do what you're supposed to do, that ain't really a lot of money in what you could make. Then you lose sight of the goal. Then you lose focus. But if the goal is being the best. The goal is build legacy. The goal is at least touch my first world title. You know what I'm saying? If the goal is to become unified champion, if the goal is to be the #1 in the division, if the goal is to unify the division, if the goal is to become pound for pound, you know what I'm saying? If those are your goals, you can you know, the money gonna come. You ain't worried about just the money. You ain't worried about the money. If you get into the sport of boxing to make some money, you know, it's a lot of easier ways to make a lot more money or just the same money or around the same money to get in the sport of boxing. Andrade just seemed like he came into the sport with a mercenary mindset. And whoever fought that was, you know, he didn't really get to enjoy the beauty of you know, being a prospect, turning into a contender, then, you know, turning into a title contender, then winning the world title and the grind, what it took to get there. He was just too busy trying to maneuver, get money. And now, you know, either the Benavidez fight might, if they agree to it, the Benavidez fight might be the pinnacle of his career. It might be where people say, oh, he overrated, or it might be people say, well, we knew he was this good. And he validated that. But guess what? He already owes, so how much time he got at the top, what else can he can accomplish? You know, Benavidez still want to entice Canelo to get in the ring. It might entice Charlo to get in the ring, but shit, we don't even know if Charlo ever gonna fight again. His girl, wife, whatever she was or is now, said that he ain't gonna never fight again. And it proven through 600 plus days, it's proven what she's saying is a fact. That's what it's proven. What she's saying is a fact. So, but you know, with Andrade, it's a good fight. You know, Andrade know how to go out there and fight bigger guys, get their respect, punch them in the mouth, then get the boxing and doing the things that he do. But David Benavidez is a machine right now. And I think his will and pressure might just be too much for Andrade. But it wouldn't shock me a bit if Andrade showed up, showed out. Wasn't surprised Andrade got suplexed through a table like he was getting 3D by the Dudley boys. Neither which would truly surprise me, but this damn Canadian geese out here tripping. But yeah, it wouldn't surprise me. But you know, I think that's the most kind of, you know, that's probably the toughest fight on the schedule out the three: Plant, Morrell, and Andrade. So you know, to me, it makes sense to throw Andrade in there first. That's what it makes sense for me. Throw Andrade in there first. You know, but it is what it is. And then he said Charlo was tripping. You know, he ain't getting his life together. I mean, people said he was at the fights drunk. I don't know. Maybe that's just the way he talking, but you know, he said that's an option they got outside of the 3 fights that, you know, they was told that they was gonna get in this contract. So I mean, interesting. Very, very interesting. And I mean, the Charlo Benavidez fight, bro, is just to the point where we don't even know if Charlo still want to fight. He said he's supposed to come back. His conditioning wasn't where it's supposed to be. We don't know where he at right now. I mean, if he was drunk, I mean, you know, at the end of the day, you know, last time we seen him, he struggled with Montiel. I mean, do people even want to see him fight with anybody until he get back in the fold? And will he get back in the fold? You hear rumors that Showtime really don't even want to support him on their platform right now. You know, people feel like, you know, he waiting for Canelo and, you know, whatever he doing, but you hear that Showtime don't even want to like put him on. You know, and I'm pretty sure they being very meticulous about his opponent that he'd be in there with. So, I mean, it seemed like, you know, they feel like he had wasted money on the platform. And, you know, he said he don't pick the fight. So that's, you know, probably Al Heyman putting in his mind that we just going to preserve this fight with Canelo Alvarez when they could have fought Billy Joe, offered him something. They tried to offer Gennady Golovkin. He chose to go the other way. They walked away from the Munguia fight, you know, which, you know, that would have been the biggest fight he'd been with, over sharing the fight with the Zone or something like that. They didn't want the Zone involved in the fight. So they moved on to Saluki. So it don't seem like they too eager. It sounds like they trying to save him for something. The motherfucker about to be 33 years old. Y'all saving him for what? You know, eventually say all this shit and then cash him out versus David Benavidez, and that's going to be the pinnacle. You know, when you could have fought Andrade unified, you could have fought a Billy Joe unified, you could have fought a Jaime Munguia, got some Mexican fans, made some money. I mean, you could try to make an effort to fight Genovic and unify. He ain't made an effort. Even when Lara in the clear, Lara don't have a mandatory, he didn't even make an effort to try to fight Lara. He ain't going to make an effort to fight Lara. All the fights that he could continue to, you know, rebuild his career. you know, he ain't gonna take. You know, maybe you should have a say so, because right now, Al Heyman, I mean, come on, you ain't a Hall of Famer. You won 2 titles. But other than that, bro, your highlight of your career is like what, J-Rock and Dervinchenko. And the way their careers went after they fought you, that ain't even no good look. So if Al Heyman took him all this way through Babylon and dropped this motherfucker off at David Benavidez's house to get that ass beat, you know, and still not get the amount of money he could have got versus Canelo Alvarez, I mean, you gotta say bad management by Big Al. You know, bad management. So, but we'll see, man. But that's what they say. And to me, out of the 4, the most interesting fight right now is Andrade. He semi-inactive, and that's crazy. So, if he can get those off, you know, the rest of them 3 in the ring, you know, he'll definitely be a bigger name than what he is right now. And I think he probably favored easily versus all of them. So, we gotta wait and see. Thumbs up the video, share the video, subscribe to the channel. Next subscribe button is the bell icon button. Check out the Boxing News playlist. Thumbs up the video, share the video, subscribe to the channel. Next subscribe button is the bell icon button. Hit all notifications, increase your chance, get notifications. We go live or drop a video. Financially, want to support the channel? Cash App, $ CJ Good 313, Venmo CJ Good 313, PayPal link in the description. Hit the link tree. Find me on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, Spotify, Anchor, Cash App, Venmo, PayPal, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, the whole 9. Appreciate the love and support. Peace.